Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today to learn about meetings in beautiful Palm Beach County. With nearly 30 tropical beach parks spanning more than 75 kilometers along the Atlantic Ocean, 160 sun-soaked golf courses, beautiful Palm Beach County, also known as the Palm Beaches, is an inviting escape. No matter your age, interest, or budget, the area offers a range of activities from the Atlantic coast to the northern edge of the Everglades National Park. Relax on the beach, fish, paddle, or snorkel in pristine waterways, stroll the shops for souvenirs. My name is Patty Guglielmino, and I am the Vice President of CVB and Hotel Partnerships for Prestige Global Meeting Source. At Prestige, we provide meeting and event solutions, and our services include hotel sourcing, contract management, air ticketing service, registration management, destination expertise through DMC and CVB partnerships. We have gifting solutions, housing, on-site staffing, end-to-end meeting support, and more. We're an extension of your team because our goal is to alleviate the administrative weight on your shoulders so you can focus on the bigger picture. If you have a need as it relates to your meetings and events, Prestige has the solution. A couple of housekeeping notes. This webinar will be recorded. Please be sure to mute your computer throughout the presentation. Also, we'll be using the chat window for questions, and also I know Robin has some trivia. The answers for which will be provided at the conclusion of the presentation. I'm pleased to welcome Robin Prakash from Discover the Palm Beaches. Take it away, Robin.
Thank you, Patty, for that amazing introduction. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. I know for some of you on the East Coast, appreciate you taking time away from lunch. Good morning to my folks on the West Hemisphere. So I'll get us started. America's first resort destination, where over 129 years of genuine hospitality has been our way of life. Today, we're going to talk about your extended sales network and who we are and how we connect you with the people here in the Palm Beaches, how we connect you with our local assets, and of course, how we take you with us when we travel and ask you to come meet us during some of these great adventures we do throughout the country. My name is Robin Prakash. I'm the Associate Vice President of Group Sales at Discover the Palm Beaches. Thank you again for joining us. Today, we're going to cover the team at Palm Beach, Discover the Palm Beaches here, our location accessibility, our community assets, between the session experience, some promotions, and then leave some room for some question and answers today. I want to introduce our leadership team here. This is really the brains behind the operation for Discover. We've got a team of close to 50 associates located at Discover. So when you think of first-tier cities, Miami, Orlando, Vegas, you have to think about the network of people that really market that destination. For us, it's 50 individuals, but it starts with our leadership here, Jorge Pesquera, who's our president and CEO, Evan Lawrence, who's our chief financial officer, Kelly Cavers, our chief sales officer, and then Milton Segarra, who's our chief marketing officer. So with these people, I wanted to introduce our group sales team, the core sales team that you all will get to work with hand in hand. Myself there in the middle, sorry for the big headshot there, but I'll move over to the left with Dory Jensen, who manages our Mid-Atlantic segmentation. Dory's been in this industry a long time. Most of these folks have been, but she'll be your a great individual who represents us in the Mid-Atlantic territory. Peggy Hageman is in the Midwest. Peggy manages our Midwest associations and the Central Illinois area. And then, of course, we'll move over to Peter Cronin, who's out of the Southeast. He's based out of Atlanta. Shannon Villeneuve is also based out of Illinois. She handles specifically our incentive market segmentation and for the entire country. And then Tamara Haney in the bottom there, she handles the Northeast corridor. She's based out of New Jersey. We have Lindsay Barrett, who's local here in Florida. Because of all the relocations in Florida, we've had to add more staff. And Lindsay's a great ambassador for our Florida corporate segmentation. Maxine Jemison, we'll talk about her a lot more today. We've really branched out into our multicultural sales component and segmentation, so she leads the efforts there. And then I'm going to skip over to Brandon really quick. Brandon Hall manages our Florida Association segmentation, also based here in the office. And then Sabastina and Melissa are both account executives. They make sure that Everybody stays online and assists in any way possible. They'll manage some of our smaller programs and groups here at Discover the Palm Beaches. To give you a geographical map of kind of the coverage of our team, and you'll get a copy of this presentation to see, but the stars represent where they're located in market, and of course kind of gives you a broader perspective of our locations they cover. I want to come back and talk about Florida. As most of you know, or some of you might not know, where we're located. We're in South Florida. We cover a large square area of the state of Florida. Believe it or not, we're the largest county east of the Mississippi, and bigger than Delaware if you think about our span and width of the destination. We wanted to highlight this map because most people usually ask, what's the drive time to get to our location from some of the major cities in Florida? So I've given you a quick map here to kind of showcase how easy it is to navigate and come in and out of our destination. When you scan in a little bit and scan into that map a little better, this gives you a broader horizon. Our county is represented from Jupiter down to Boca, and as far west as the Lake Okeechobee, which is a pretty substantial amount of water or lake that sits in the state of Florida. It's the largest one, to be exact. What I wanted to highlight on this map, it gives you a great idea of our location because it tells you from Jupiter, we've got some iconic properties all the way down to Boca. We've got 18,000 hotel rooms combined in this county with over 200 hotels. So you'll notice that while it starts in Jupiter, West Palm Beach is our central location, and then we go right into Boca area. One neat fact about the county that a lot of people don't know is our biggest driving revenue factor in the county has been agriculture. So besides your citrus that you find throughout the country, we're also the largest producer of sugarcane from the west end of the county. So 50% of the sugar that gets produced or consumed in the U.S. comes from Palm Beach County. And then, of course, we're also known for the island. So when you think about Palm Beach, West Palm Beach and Palm Beach Island, some very exotic hotels, including the Breakers, which we'll talk about a little bit more. But most importantly, you know, as you travel through this destination, there's so much variety and diversity. And then we head down south towards Boca. As you are all familiar, there's been a lot of relocations into different states and cities. Florida's been impacted very heavily. We've seen a tremendous amount of lift into this region, not only with people traveling, but also with volume of relocations. So between Jupiter and Boca, Jupiter's been a life science hub, our aviation hub, and then West Palm Beach tends to be our more corporate segmentation that's been relocated down there. And then Boca has always kind of anchored that tech industry from that region. So moving on, I'll talk a little bit about accessibility and how you get to our destination. So Palm Beach International Airport, it's a very unique and boutique airport. We absolutely, I travel out of there maybe 12 times a year. I literally get there an hour prior to my flight. That's how unique it is. It does service close to 26 direct locations into the county. Or into this airport, but we also neighbor with our partners with Fort Lauderdale and Miami. Between these three airports to get to South Florida, there's 1,900 flights that have access points directly into the South Florida region. So very easy to get to from any of these airports up to our destination. The picture that you're seeing here is our executive lounge. Whenever we have our customers or executives that come in and they need this kind of experience before jumping on a flight, need to take a call, so forth, this is a great asset that we could provide as a destination. On ground level, we're overly excited about our partnership with Brightline. It is a private sector that connects multiple cities here in Florida with this high-speed railway. So you've got this great opportunity to get around Florida once you get in town. Currently, this train travels from Miami up to West Palm Beach. It does travel close to about 80 miles per hour. There is an extension that's opening up that we're excited about that will lead us into Orlando this June. And you'll see some of the customization that we could do on the train. But you talk about opening up a universe of activity, not only in our destination, but in the state of Florida. It really does help getting these access points, because we do have two freeways that run north and south that connect the north end of the state to the south. But the Bright Line has been a game changer for us, because our European travelers or international travelers coming into Miami have a great easy hub right into Palm Beach, and it's about a 50-minute ride from Miami up to West Palm Beach. So I want to kind of jump into our community assets and what we provide. So a lot of you, if you think about a destination, what does a destination really do for a organization or our extended sales network with Prestige, for example? We're really the ambassadors of the location. We help create our equity, diversity, and inclusion platform. We advocate for the tourism industry. Of course, we expand our current businesses. You'll see that we're connected in every way and form when you think about a destination. We know our local vendors, our local transportation companies. We know our the Kravis Center and the Roger Dean baseball stadium that we have. While we house 4 Major League Baseball teams in the area for spring training. I mean, talk about a connection and making sure that there's an interactive environment for the entire destination for our customers. We bring it all together for you, and I wanted to make sure that for some of you that aren't familiar or understand how the destination marketing organizations work, we really are tied in and weeded in with our partners here locally. So speaking of our partners locally, I wanted to jump over to north end of a county, and we'll travel from north to south here, kind of talking about some of the great assets and that we have to offer. So we've got, as I mentioned, over 200 hotels. Today, I'm going to highlight some of our unique retreat type properties, and also some of our larger platform hotels that give you that universe of space when you're looking for options and availability. PGA National has been around since 1981. This particular resort just went through $120 million revitalization. I'll talk through about some of the transformations. They added 7 culinary concepts right into the resort. Has 40,000 square feet of space. You've got ballroom space of 10,000 square feet here and 330 guest rooms, but could span to 350 with a couple of cottages that they utilize for usually staff and additional guests. So great little resort. One of the unique features about this particular property, it does have 6 golf courses total, with a brand new course that they introduced for short play, which is a 9-hole course. Fun. You don't need you need flip-flops and a t-shirt. You don't need to be in golf attire, but just fun for the family to take advantage of. And then one of our anchor properties, when I talk about the history of 129 years of in making of being in this destination, the Breakers really sets the tone. It's one of our most iconic and historical properties that we anchor in this county, with 538 guest rooms. As you could see, a tremendous amount of meeting space. They've been very proud because this property has been one of the unique properties that has anchored that 5-star, 5-diamond luxury sense and feel through its existence. So very proud of this particular hotel. As you could see, annually they invest about $30 million. But as you can see with the imagery, it's beachfront and has all the access points and additional resources available right on site when it comes to finding a full service resort that offers all the bells and whistles when you're looking for activities for your guests. This unique retreat called the Palm Beach is also located in the Palm Beaches. As you travel further south, this particular hotel, again, another beachfront option. It used to be a Ritz-Carlton built in the 1980s, again, converted into an independent resort property. Has a 5-star spa, again, 309 guest rooms, 30,000 square feet of space. Just another unique facility that we house right here in Palm Beach County. And then a few new additions that we added into the county with Opal Collection, Opal Grand and Jupiter Beach Resort. One anchors the top end of the county, the other anchors the south end county. But it's these are a little bit more boutique in the sense, about 200, almost 200 rooms on peak. Each one of them individualize a different sense of arrival and feel, more nautical in a sense, but the properties are truly, just the owners are very proud of the location of the product. As you can see right out of your guest room, you're looking at oceanfront views. So, but between these two properties, just a great, a very valuable asset in a sense of when you're looking for that boutique luxury setting, 4-star, 4-diamond product, you certainly find that. And then one property that I wanted to highlight today, there's a few of them. This is one or two. The Boca Raton Resort. This particular resort has been extremely iconic for us because while it carries a hard weight of history, it was just recently revitalized. They spent about $250 million revitalizing this resort. It is the largest hotel in our county. And collectively just under 1,000 guest rooms. One thing unique about this property is that while it does sit on the water, it's got the opportunity or provides the opportunity of a harbor front, also ocean front, and then of course you've got your traditional rooms overlooking golf courses and a luxurious gardens here in Florida. But this property, I do want to mention, does have 5 distinct hotels locked into it. Each of the hotels are very unique in design, and each of the hotels thrive for that 5-star, 5-diamond touch and service. They were just recently, their beach club was just recently recognized as a 5-star, 5-diamond location. So just trying to give you a bird's eye perspective of what this looks like. You'll see Boca Raton, the beach club on the right-hand side there. And then, of course, directly across the harbor, there are the other 4 hotels. So if you haven't seen it, experienced it, we highly recommend inviting you down to come see it. It is one with the revitalization. They've invested the right discipline into this particular property. I do want to talk a lot about our convention center today. It is such a unique venue. We are very proud of this venue because it's not a overly large convention center. It's the perfect size when you think about those right size meetings, anywhere from between 300 to 650, maybe 1,000 on peak. We really work well in this convention center because it gives you an opportunity to feel like a buyout opportunity in the convention center. To give you some specs about the convention center, 350,000 square feet. Again, the exhibit hall is 100,000 square feet, largest ballroom, 22,000 square feet, multiple breakout rooms. It is non-union. It's a Global Biorisk Advisory Council certified. And then walking distance surrounding this beautiful venue is 1,200 guest rooms that are accessible to our customers. So if you're looking for that between 500 to or 300 plus to 1,000 peak, this works really well. And then I had talked about highlighting a couple properties. I wanted to highlight one of our signature properties here in West Palm Beach. It's the Hilton West Palm Beach. This remarkable facility is attached to our convention center. It does have 400 guest rooms attached to it. And I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the upcoming changes coming to this property. So while it's in the heart of our downtown, it's got, you could literally walk to over 35 restaurants within minutes of just staying at the Hilton. They do have a 29,000 square foot ballroom, 43 suites, as you could see here, a pretty large number of suites. And then, of course, the largest ballroom is 13,000 square feet. And then some of the things that are happening that are really unique this summer, they're going to go in and invest accordingly. But you'll see they're going into their suites, completely revamping those. You'll see a refresh in the guest rooms, and then the lobby experience is phenomenal. They'll add a bar to the lobby. You're going to have just yet another outlet along with their food and beverage concepts on site. You'll have another outlet for guests to be there. But it is a resort style environment. It's not a typical downtown facility that is pretty common when you go to larger cities. So we're very proud of this particular property. surrounding this hotel, we've got some new developments coming on board, or some have already been in existence. They opened right at the post-COVID or between COVID, and then we've got a handful of them that are upcoming. So as we expand, we're looking to expand about 2,500 guest rooms into the region here. But you'll see some of these names that are iconic, like the Ben, which is a brand new hotel right downtown West Palm Beach. It's got a beautiful rooftop bar on the 8th floor. The Canopy is another Hilton product with another rooftop bar opportunity. So some great establishments coming on board. We've got Banyan K scheduled to open this year. We're trying to narrow the exact date for the opening for that particular property, but it will have a Jack Nicklaus golf course attached to it, and then of course some limited service products that are going to be available. One I'm excited about is the Umrit up in Singer Island. It is going to be an oceanfront resort. And as we compile more dates and information of the opening of this resort, we'll certainly pass it on to our community. I wanted to talk about just some of the things that Discover does well for groups when they're in town. We really enhance, and I'll talk a little bit about between the sessions experiences in a second. But when you look at just having somebody that could really help identify those unique settings, that's taking advantage of the local resources here, we help with a lot of that. In addition to that, we try to help you with the meeting concept of your event, and making sure that we're keeping you updated with room inventory, availability of a space. Should you require on-site registration, we have information at hand and individuals at hand that certainly can assist you when you look at the downtown corridor and our district. It's a very walkable district, and there's a lot of opportunities for our customers to take advantage of all the unique features that we have to offer. Some of the unique things that we've done just to maneuver and get people in and out of our convention district is, customizing the vehicles. We have a circuit car available, we have trolleys available. Of course, you've got motorized pads available to move around the county. While the walkability is there, you also have great options to get people in and out. This is our campaign when we talk about between the sessions. One of the unique things about our destination is that it's so robust. I know Patty mentioned earlier with 160 golf courses. We've got a polo ground. We've got 4 national baseball teams. We've got 47 miles of beach. Our average temperature throughout the year is 78 degrees. There's just so much complexity to what we offer. And how we do that is that we tie in based on the program and the needs of the program. We really dig in and look into our local resources, whether it's Alan Lintham, who's the owner of Orange Theory Fitness. She's a local resident. How we bring her in to your meeting to talk about, hey, let's kickstart this meeting. Let's bring somebody who knows how to get everybody energized, up and running, to Four Oceans, where this particular organization has been very close to my heart. Again, born here in Palm Beach County, they've cleaned about 21 million pounds of trash out of our oceans. So what a great activity it is to get your group out there. And when we talk about sustainability in general, great to get groups out to the beach to take advantage of getting together and exactly showcasing, not only showcasing the destination, but actually doing something and giving back to the community and the world. And then Swing Farms on the bottom right here, I do want to mention. So those unique experiences, talk about your farm to food table experiences. Swing Farms produces a lot of our vegetation that goes into our restaurants. It is a great asset, but they also do activity and events there. As you could see, it's a tremendous shot of a recent activity at Swing Farms. And then when we talk about welcoming environments and how we include our local residents, our local companies, we also travel with them. We bring our living in color experiences with Lily Pulitzer and all local designers. Amanda Perner, for example, we'll bring them into the showcases too, so that when you're visiting us and you're seeing us at trade shows and activities, please don't be a stranger. Please come in. We create environments that we bring the leaders in, we bring the products and the experience into every one of our trade show components and activities. So, we love creating FOMO, of course, fear of missing out. So it's a unique concept. And then I'll talk about some promotions. So we heavily promote the destination. We work very closely with our hotels in making sure that their most latest update and promotions are loaded up into our network, our online platform, as well as some of those larger vessels which you source through, like Cvent. So one of the offers that I do want to offer here is a great offer that we're doing. It's up to a $5,000 credit for any meeting that you bring into the Palm Beaches. And either we provide you with funding with those programs, or we create these amazing experiences that you're seeing online today. You know, whether it's a croquet experience or a golf experience or a yoga experience, or bringing in that speaker that really will be influential and making sure the program is successful and you're getting the right registrations. So keeping up with that, keeping up with all of those. So at this point, what I'll do is I'm going to give everybody an opportunity to hopefully understand what I was talking about earlier and give you an opportunity to win a 3-day, 2-night stay at the Hilton West Palm Beach. I provided a round trip airfare for one person, and we'll also provide transportation and breakfast as part of this offering. So what I'd like you to do is you're more than welcome to, on the chat feature of this, if you could, I'm going to go through a series of questions. If you could answer them 1 to 5, and what we'll do is, concluding the call, we'll pull a name of one of the winners and certainly pass on this prize to you. So with that said, I'll kick on to your opportunity to win a visit here in the Palm Beaches. So the first question is going to be, how many flights arrive daily between Palm Beach International, Fort Lauderdale International, and Miami International into South Florida? Give you a second. I'll jump on to the next question. How many guest rooms are within walking distance of the Palm Beach County Convention Center? Question number 3. The iconic new reimagined Boca Raton Resort has how many new distinct hotels? Fourth question, located within the heart of downtown area, this diamond resort style property offers convenience, walkability to shopping, dining, and is directly located to the Palm Beach County Convention Center. And the final question, which destination has 47 miles of beaches, 18,000 guest rooms, over 200 hotels, and averages 78 degrees year-round? So on the chat feature, you're more than welcome to start listing your answers. We'll compile this and make sure that we announce a winner following this call. And while you're doing that, I'm going to switch over. Do you want me to leave the questions on for another second?
That pisses me off. I missed this one. Damn it.
Nothing like, oh, Mary, good job. Look at that. 1 to 5. And jot it down. I like it. Keep it rolling, guys. All right, I'm going to move over to the next slide while we're gathering that information. So in closing, I'd like to say, please stay in touch. We'd love to hear from you. I did include a QR code here for a meeting planner guide. If you're interested, it gives you a great synopsis of our entire portfolio, along with marketing images between the sessions experiences that I mentioned and our hotel portfolio partners, and then some ways to get a hold of us and how to stay in touch with us. We flare a lot of activity through LinkedIn, so please keep an eye out. Teams are constantly traveling in different locations, bringing a little bit of Palm Beach to everybody. And then last but not least, my information's listed there, and I'll open it up at this point for any questions. If anybody has any questions for me, I'd love to answer them.
Wonderful presentation, Robin. Thank you so much.
You're
Robin,
welcome.
I have a question for you.
Shoot.
How far are you from Disney properties?
Yeah, so the drive is 2.5 hours from some of those properties, but it could be as close as 2 hours to the southern end of Orlando potentially. So just depending on where the property is compared to the location. But as I mentioned earlier, I think Brightline is going to open this amazing gateway when we think about pre and post dates. If you do a convention or conference in Palm Beaches, you could always get to Orlando or Miami. In this case, even if you had a trail of conferences throughout the state of Florida, Brightline will certainly connect us collectively. But hopefully, I answered your question with between 2 to 2.5 hours.
You did. That's super helpful, and how exciting that ground service is going to be offered with Brightline. That's great for you guys. Congrats.
Yeah. Thank you. I didn't mention Tampa, but Tampa will be in the future, which again just kind of closes the loop a little bit with some iconic destinations here in Florida.
Robin, looks like someone is looking for the distance to a cruise drop off or a port.
Say that again, sorry.
The distance to the cruise drop offs and port.
Yeah, so there's multiple ones. I mean, Miami and Fort Lauderdale clearly are some of the anchors for cruise ports here in the county. Literally from Palm Beach County, you could get to a cruise port. The driving distance is about 30 minutes or so, or less, depending on which routes you're taking. But 30 minutes, and then of course Palm Beach. We don't advertise our cruise port just because it does keep it local to the Caribbean versus Fort Lauderdale, Miami, where they have that international, a much larger scale of international hubs that they travel to.
Anybody else? Any other questions, folks? Anything for Robin?
I just wanted to make a question or observation. With the advent of the Hilton being in downtown Palm Beach, or West Palm, people think of this destination more as a, luxury beach destination because of properties like the Breakers, Old Palm, Four Seasons, as you articulated. But when you really look at your platform in downtown, it's very interesting for that, 1,000-room and under program. And I think that's the radar for me, is to kind of think of West Palm in a different kind of way, that it speaks to a different kind of meeting than people thought of maybe Palm Beach would be attractive for. Maybe talk about, how you're doing in that meeting space around downtown with the center, with multi-property blocks and so on. Because with Hilton being, is it 400 rooms at the Hilton?
Correct.
So then 1,000 rooms, you'd need probably 3 hotels to get it done.
Yeah, it's more like 5, Doug. It's a great question, and thank you for bringing that up. For us, it's about connectivity. We try to fit that bill where it's all aspects of life, right? Not just a conference. So I think the diversity of our city center really offers that, and it does, and we demonstrate that really well. And how, I mentioned the trolley and the circuit cars earlier. But what Discover does is we just connect the dots, make sure that it's a turnkey, seamless process. And we're finding that our environment, what we're learning is that our pre and post nights are increasing heavily. And I think people are taking advantage of being out of that one large hotel environment into multiple hotels. Also gives the attendees, we recognize, the option to select their preferred profile hotel, right? So if somebody's in love with Hyatt hotels versus a Hilton versus a Marriott, it does give that great comparables and diversity when you think about being able to pick and choose. So what we do well is we really focus on the walkability. Whenever there's a customer looking at 1,000 rooms from an individual hotel to this downtown district, it's amazing. And our partners work so well together with contracting and making sure that, again, it's a seamless process. We try our very best to mirror as much as possible so that it's really a turnkey experience for our customers.
Yeah, I think that's the awareness I want everyone to take away. It's just, it's kind of an aha moment to realize there's another destination that speaks to that type of group. And it's unique in the way it's laid out. There's not many markets quite like this.
Thank you, Doug. Were there any questions that I missed in the chat box by any chance, Patty and Sheldon?
It looks like someone is looking also for, now we do this as well, but looking for assistance with flight group discounts, ground transfers, you know, transportation, I guess, you know, ground transportation besides just like a hotel will offer. So I would say like the DMCs, you know, who do you work with in as one of
No.
your partners for destination management?
Thank you. Yeah. Well, you know, some of the larger programs and conferences that we worked with, we've been able to connect the dots. We don't get involved heavily in the negotiation, but American and Delta are the two that work very closely. In a sense, they do, they are familiar with this market. They have a large footprint. And occasionally we've got JetBlue in there with JetBlue Vacations. But for air travel, those three airlines usually anchor our group activity. And we like to get, you know, we want to get United, American, Delta, and JetBlue on board if possible to support that. So if there's a specific airline you're looking at or a destination that you're arriving from, usually there's good coverage between the four of those. But we love making sure that the right people are meeting at the to convene and talk a little further and get those between the 3 to 5% discount on airlift if need be.
Okay, great, great.
And just to plug for your airport, flying in and out of West Palm is really a lovely experience. That smaller airport that's very up to date. It's a nice experience. I enjoy going in and out of there.
We love having you, Doug, and I'll tell you, I mean, I literally have not gone there before 1 hour prior to my flight in the last 2 years. So it's
Like the
it's
good
so
old days.
it's so nice to be able to just walk in and you know, check in and get right on board. So but it's a breeze, and we absolutely would love to help anybody come experience it firsthand.
When does the Amaret open on Singer Island? That also looks very intriguing.
It is. It's a great product. We're hoping that we could get that doors open this year. I know that we're working around with just identifying some last pieces of the resort, because I think the neat thing about that resort, it's going to be a condo resort. So so they're working with making. I think they're trying to identify exactly how many units are going to be available on the hotel level versus residences. So we're working closely with them. We just have not heard a open date yet. So so we're pushing as hard as we can, I should say.
What's the commute like out to Singer Island? I've not been out there.
So I was there just this past weekend. We hosted the Honda Classic, which generated about 170,000 people into our county. And that golf tournament was fantastic. And the compression from that event goes from Jupiter, Singer Island, all the way down to Boca. And so, but the drive commute from downtown West Palm Beach to Singer Island is about 15 to 17 minutes max.
Oh, really close. Thank you.
Welcome. Anybody
Well,
else?
Anyone else? Any other questions? You did such a good job, Robin. There's not a lot of questions.
I don't know about that. I still have to read through the chat box. So just kidding. Just kidding. Thank you, everybody, for, again, securing some time. Thank you, Prestige, for bringing your customers and your sales representatives to us. We are an extension of everybody's efforts, and we really appreciate the partnership and look forward to working with each and every one of you guys.
Thank you so much. You've been a great partner, Robin, and we really appreciate your time this morning and your presentation. And look forward to seeing you soon. As I said, Doug and I are going to be coming down and getting to see you and some more partners, and you know, just enjoy the lovely Florida weather. It looks like you have some nice weather going.
Can't wait.
We're not complaining for the next couple of months.
Right. I have snow, so there's that.
There you go. Well, thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful day.